People are being assholes about it.
Oh yeah, I know. They're spoiling people left and right, and like intentionally too.
Yep.
All right.
I'm just trying to not talk about it because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I don't know why everyone needs to ruin things.
Hi everyone. It's our live show for Dead of Winter. We have Kristen joining us, and we're gonna get into talking about it. So the general synopsis of it is that a group of people on a like a charter bus are trying to go to this like resort. And is it that it snows a lot, or is there a log in the road? I could have sworn there was a tree in the road.
There's a tree in the road.
Okay, I could have sworn. And they have to try to find shelter. I don't know why they didn't just stay on the bus, but anyway, whatever. They have to try to find shelter. And once they find this cabin that's just right off the road a little ways, the driver of the bus gets, and his head is stuck on the tree, and
mayhem ensues.
And things happen from there. There's probably like 11 characters if you're not counting the bus driver.
Are you counting the cabin owners too?
I was not.
You would not.
I mean, I guess you could count them, but they're not really.
Yeah, they just had the building, and you know of them.
I will say that though we followed so many characters, I appreciate that we didn't actually follow all of them. Like,
yeah.
Because that just gets convoluted when books do that.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about it non-spoiler first for the first like 10-15 minutes, and then we'll go into spoilery stuff. So first, what did everyone actually, let me double check my rating.
Yeah, I just had to do the same thing.
Is Maya on? Because I think she finished it.
Well, there's Carissa.
Hey,
Maya's going to be coming at some point. I don't know. Well, she's not going to be on the live show.
No, I meant in the chat because I know that she got to a certain part and I thought she wanted to hop on.
I can tag her, but I think usually she watches it later. But let me tag her real quick. But okay, what did everybody rate it?
4.5.
4.
I would have
for us.
Yeah, we never.
It's our second book where we've all gotten the same. Hold on, I'm texting or I'm messaging Maya real quick.
I went with 4.5 because I'm trying out half stars this year. I've never done them before, but I'm giving them a go. Because, you know, like not all 4 stars are created equal. Not all 3 stars are created equal.
Just like you said in the video, how you would rate it is not how I would rate it, or how Jenny and you were pretty neck and neck with how you rate things.
I judge. So I guess we could talk about that first for a second. So the reason why I gave it a 4 star instead of a 5 stars, I guessed what was going to happen from the very beginning, and I don't try guessing. So the fact that I guessed from the very beginning, you know, like I still like the whole story, which is why I still gave it 4 stars. But I was like,
I think I was like maybe near the halfway mark when I text Steph and I said, "This is what I predict." And then I got
Kristen and I were texting back and forth.
Yeah.
I gave it 4.5 because I gave Hunted 4, and I liked this just ever so slightly more, mostly because the end didn't make me mad.
Yeah. Kristen, have you read Hunted?
Not yet.
So Maya wants to read it too. I was going to send it to her, and then if you want, she can send it to you because I think she sends to you in the traveling book. Cool. But I have an annotated version.
Okay.
That Steph and I have already read. So if you want to wait for it,
that works.
So no spoilers, Steph. No spoilers. Oh, and then
I didn't spoil it. I just said.
You have to do a play-by-play for it, though. A play-by-play.
I gave it 4. I took a star away because I didn't like the idiocy and the Scooby-Doo-ness of it throughout the entire book. Like there wasn't like a light bulb moment where somebody was like, "Hey, maybe the way we've been doing things, maybe." But other than that, I loved it.
I like Darcy Coates books. I don't think I've ever had one that I have like disliked yet.
I've read, besides this and Hunted, everything else I've read, it's been like her haunted house ones, like Craven Manor, The Haunting of Blackwood House, and
I have to read that. And
The Haunting of one other house. I don't, Ashwood, maybe?
There's a lot of houses.
Yeah, I've read 3 of the houses.
I want to read is it Gallow Hills? Or
Gallows Hill.
Yeah.
I have every single one of her books and 2 of Hunted because I wrote in 1. And I just got Ghost Camera, so now I can say I have every single one.
Nice.
I love her
Have you
books.
read Ghost Camera yet?
Nope, not yet.
I've been hearing very mixed things, and it worries me.
So the reason I've been hearing, okay, we're going off on a tangent here, but the whole reason I've been hearing mixed things is because Ghost Camera is only like a third to a half of the book, and then the rest is short stories. So like that's what I've been hearing is why people are giving that one less stars because they're expecting it to be a full book.
But we also know how I feel about short stories.
Yeah.
Because I did read her short story collection.
Yeah.
And
but that was also like one of her very first books she ever wrote.
Oh, was it? Small Horrors?
No. Ghost Camera.
Oh, no. Small Horrors is the one that I read, and I didn't like it. But that's all short stories.
Yeah, but you're not a novella kind of person. Short story kind of person. But did you guys like the setting and everything? Did you like how it all I know that Kristen, you were saying that you were feeling cold.
I was just gonna say I was on the live and I was like, I'm literally cold.
I love a like abandoned in the frozen wilderness kind of setting. So yeah, this one.
I love isolation horror, and especially if it's in the mountains. I'm like, good. I'm good.
So I just wish that our main character wasn't such a sheep. She just got led
literally
by everybody around her.
Yes.
I did like the one character, and I'm not doing spoilers, but the one that was like keeping notes about everything. I'm like, girl, what made you want to start keeping notes about everything from Get? Like,
and like the Da Vinci Code, everything was coded, and I was like, who? And then she figured it out. I'm like, how? How did you figure that out?
But my thing is like, who does something like that when you're going for like a weekend away or whatever? Like, who does that from jump? Like, she started like on the bus.
But wasn't there a reason? I don't remember what the reason was.
There's a reason, but that's in the spoilers.
Yeah. But also I can't really remember what the reason was.
But she's a true crime junkie, so that was the other thing.
Aren't we all as women?
I mean, I'm a true, like, I like true crime, but like, I don't know. I don't write notes about everything. I don't know.
I mean, I guess if I was in a serious situation, maybe I would write some notes, but probably not because I'd be afraid someone was going to find my notes.
Well, when we get to the spoilers, there's a reason why she starts it, though.
Oh, I mean, we can start spoilers. We've been here for 10 minutes.
Okay, spoilers.
So
it's shorter and shorter each month.
Look, okay. Oh, ignore me. I'm struggling. I'm clicking buttons. Okay, so Kristen, why don't you give the whole synopsis, all spoilery and everything?
In my flounder speak that I do.
I do it every month. You can do it. I believe in you. You've read it more recently than either of us.
the way that I took it was all of these people randomly show up on a bus to go to a place like oh my god, all I keep thinking of is Here's Johnny, because there's an actual scene like that. Help. That's the name of the book. We were gonna watch this.
The Shining,
Shining,
but it's yeah.
Yeah, so they're on their way to this like cabin thing, like The Shining, and they all got like random things. Like one person wins a radio thing, another person is going with their boyfriend, and she thinks she's getting proposed to. The girl that we were just talking about, huh?
That's the main character.
Yes. Yep. And she's shady. The main character. And so anyway, everybody is there for different reasons. I don't remember why the tour guide was picked. Did he ever say?
That just? I think that was just random, right?
That's
Wasn't it?
Bus driver.
He
I
wasn't
think so.
attached to it.
Yeah, I don't think he was attached to it. I'm pretty sure when he was wrapping it up at the end, he was like, oh, he was just
Okay.
sucks to be him, I guess. I don't know.
There's
Collateral
there's a
damage.
DJ, there's a couple from Texas. There's a young woman who her sister apparently unalived herself, and she never believed it, so she became part of this true crime community, and she got a note from the killer saying that he did it and gave her a ticket to this thing. So I think that's why she started making the notes.
That makes
because
sense.
she
Yeah.
got that note in the mail. But anyway, so like Jenny said, this big tree is in the middle of the road, and tour guide Ken, or whatever the hell his name was.
What is his name? I'm trying to find it. I found like the part in the book where he's like this person because of this reason and that person because of that reason, but I don't
know. But he was really upbeat considering crap hit the fan fast. But anyway, they tried to radio for help, and while they're waiting, everybody kind of goes off on their own to stretch their legs. And the main character and her boyfriend go off, and she thinks that he's going to propose to her. And she ends up falling down a cliff or something and is lost for hours and hours and hours. And then when they find her, she finds out that the boyfriend's missing. She has frostbite and a whole bunch of like bruises and stuff. And they all got lost and ended up at this cabin. And they don't know what to do. None of them have survival skills at all. And I'm trying to think of what everybody did. There was an EMT. There was a DJ, which I thought he was the biggest loser out of all of them. There was this estranged father and son duo.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple from Texas that are trying to rekindle their relationship. There's this really shady lady that you find out is a 911 dispatcher.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the girl. Go ahead. Jump in.
The Texas.
I know I'm missing stuff.
No, it's okay. And the Texas dude is like, isn't he the one that's like drunk all the time? Like he will not stop drinking.
Well, you find out that he's drying out because he's been from it too long.
Yeah, because he doesn't have access to it because he's stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
Brian is the bus driver's name.
Yeah. Oh, poor Brian.
All right.
Now I have to find out what happens to Brian.
He loses his head.
Well, why? I guess why it happened, not what.
And for some reason, this main character is the only one to find the bodies throughout the whole book. No one else stumbles on anybody else dead. That was one of the things that drove me nuts, and that's why I thought it was like Scooby-Doo, because they'd all like these huddles, and they'd be like, okay, game on. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. Okay, split up. I'm like, don't split up. Dummy.
They're gonna split up, but in pairs, and yet she's still. I actually didn't notice that she was the only one who found the bodies. I could have sworn that somebody else.
Nope, nobody else found the bodies. It was just her.
I thought that like the husband found his wife or something. Anyway, continue.
No, she found something. I don't know. Anyway, so the killer likes to take the heads of his victims and decorate a Christmas tree, like a pine tree, and he like sticks their heads on this tree outside of the cabin as he kills the people. I thought that was hilarious.
And then just kind of leaves their bodies just laying there with their heads gone.
Mm-hmm. And then there's another part where the killer leaves teeth on a windowsill, and for some reason, this girl, the main character, can't figure out a pattern or anything like that, but she can remember how many teeth are in her boyfriend's head.
This is true. What an odd thing to know about someone. Do you just go count your partner's teeth?
How far is her
Jake's gonna come home and I'm gonna be like, let me count your teeth.
Like no one else in the world could have that same amount of teeth.
And then she has to go out and like check the bodies to make sure they have teeth inside their head. I'm like, that's the last thing I'd be doing. Yeah.
Odd.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think. So she wants to keep going out to find the boyfriend because she's convinced that he's survived this sub-zero snowstorm. But
Somehow when she barely did.
Yep. And everybody's like, you're nuts. And as they go out each time, somebody gets picked off. And I kind of zoned out from the time. Was her name Evelyn? Is that the Texas lady?
Steve and right, his
always,
name was Steve.
Yeah, there's always a Steve on a vacation. There's always a Steve. It's that loud, you know.
Mira.
I zoned out after that. Like, so from the time Mira was found and whoever gets unalived after Mira. And then from that part to when they find the owners, I kind of zoned out. So if you guys want to jump in. Did anything happen that, like, you remember?
I don't think anything huge happened there. There was kind of like a lull.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I zoned out.
Did the power go out before she found the owners? Because they went out to the garage looking for gas.
Oh, yeah, they went to look for gas for the generator.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess the power must have gone out by that point. And then there was the kerfuffle inside.
Mm-hmm. And then it spent so much time watching footage on the DJ's phone to try and figure out which one. Now, first of all, they all think that one of them is the killer that's inside the cabin. And yet they're all hunched over this phone trying to figure out who fits the description of the shadow man in the video of a 5-second clip. And I'm like, what are you doing? It drove me nuts.
Just really get in there and huddle up with your murderer.
Right. And of course, they, the phone dies. And then they're trying to figure out how to charge the phone enough to still figure out who the killer is, not to call for help or SOS or nothing. Just to figure out who the killer is. And they get the generator, and then I don't remember how she ended up on the roof. Like frickin' say nothing with the antenna.
Yeah, because they found out they had the radio, but like nobody else could climb up there or something because they were all old or whatever.
she always got voluntold for the crappiest job. Every time they had to do a group something, she got the short straw.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind Ash. I didn't mind. Oh my God, who was the other one? Who was the first responder? Or not the first, the EMT? Not Sky.
I'm so bad with names.
I don't know, but she was like
Alexa? No. Blake?
Blake. I think Blake. Or maybe it was, I don't know. Anyway, she's the one that takes the reins of the group when Brian was beheaded. And she's kind of a bitch. And then you find out she really doesn't know what she's doing. She's just trying to keep it together.
Oh, okay, hold on. All right, so Blake was the 911 dispatcher that hung up on his brother.
Okay.
And then Simone was the emergency responder.
Oh. Okay, so Simone is the one I'm talking about. And then the other thing that I didn't understand is, so they all decide, okay, for us to survive and have more food, we have to go out to the bus. So they all link arms and walk to the bus. And they only grab their stuff. They don't grab the dead people's stuff, they grab their stuff. And then they find a little bit of like rations. That pissed me off. I'm like, I'd be like, no, everything must go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like they need it anymore.
Right. I mean, she could have figured it out a lot sooner had she opened up her boyfriend's stuff. I'm trying to think of who else. And then it's just mayhem after she gets up on the roof. And then Simone gets tied up and...
Because they think she did it.
Alexis gets offed. And that's how they find the notebook. I don't...
Then what's his name? Simone.
Yeah.
Gosh, there's too many characters. I can't remember names
Gary?
of the two main characters in stories, and we have 8 in here. Denny? No.
Denny? Or was it Gary?
Was it the dad?
The dad. The dad that basically does the here's Johnny part with the axe. He's convinced that the main character...
Yeah, it's Denny, and Grayson was the son.
Okay. Because he thinks that Krista, the main character, is the killer, and that she's orchestrated all of this. And I'm like, have you been paying attention? He has no idea. She just keeps finding the bodies, but other than that... But Alexis is the one with the notebook, and was she even dead? We don't know. Because she's left on the table.
Was she the one?
She got her head cracked by Simone.
Yeah, when she was trying to run away.
Yeah.
I think she is. I don't know.
But it's just chaos from the time that she's trying to get power to, or the service to the radio, and everybody just starts dying. Goes, God, I don't know the DJ's name, but he gets an axe to the chest. Denny goes nuts and chases her. And then she finds Blake. Blake's the one that keeps going out for cigarettes. And she finds her, and she's kind of like pointing towards the Shining hotel thing. And the girl just runs towards the hotel. And then she finds the killer. But she does get to phone in to 911 before she finds out who the killer is.
And the killer is dun dun dun, the fiance.
Surprise!
So / the boyfriend, because I don't think he ever actually proposed. Oh, by the way, they did find his body when they were trying the first time to go to the resort. They found his body with the ring that he was going to propose in his pocket, but the only and that's part of the reason why I was like, this is so obvious, because like the only person whose body you don't see is the bus driver. Like they leave everybody else's body around. I'm like, dude, I think
Well,
that's
yeah.
is that why they chose him, because he was like the same size.
So it says, I needed Brian to make the trip convincing and to transport us here, but his knowledge of the area was way too much of a liability after that.
Because his hands were all mangled. Because I guess there were freckles and stuff that were on the boyfriend's hands.
Oh yeah, so he she would have known it wasn't his body, so he had to mess up his hands.
Yeah. So, and that's where I was just like, oh, of course that's not it. But yeah, once they get there with the dad of the son chasing her, he was the one chasing her, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the axe up to how they magically ended up at the resort, like at that point, like y'all couldn't have made it. Like anyway,
it was
whatever.
right there.
Like I understand, like visibility was an issue, but you're telling me Brian couldn't figure out how far they were, and there wasn't
told them to walk up the road.
Right, it was right up the road.
Mm-hmm. But so they end up. So he chases her. They get there, and then the fiance starts attacking and kills everybody. And well, I think he's the only one alive at that point. The dad.
Yeah. And you find out that Krista, there was a car accident, and she hit another car off the road into a river.
It's the whole reasoning behind everything.
Yeah, and you find out how everybody's tied up. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
So he goes on his rampage because it was his brother that got knocked into the river.
Did Kristen talk about the fact that the couple that owned the cabin were just also collateral damaged and were just like...
I don't think so.
They were just sitting, you know, not alive and tied up and frozen in the shed. Fun times. But anyway, go ahead.
I was just looking at his reasoning for everything. So Steve and Mira were driving the truck that cornered his brother and gave him nowhere else to go, so he ended up in the river. Jenny was the mechanic who serviced the truck and failed to notice that the emergency brakes were faulty.
That's the dad.
Who's Hutch? It says Hutch was at the scene but gave up before reaching the water.
The DJ?
Oh, right. I always forget about the DJ. He was so lackluster in my mind.
He was.
Blake was the 911 dispatcher who hung up when his brother called for help and never sent anyone out to investigate. And then Simone was the emergency responder who apparently just took too much time getting his car from the river. And Alexis is the sister who's in... Wait, what? Alexis?
That's the one writing the paper?
Oh, yes. It says, the sister whose investigations have been a thorn in my side for months. Whose sister?
Probably the one that unalived herself.
Oh, yep. You're right. I remember that now.
Why did it say that the fiance was there? Or the girlfriend?
The main character?
Yeah, because didn't they pick her over the brother to save? I don't remember why he was going after her.
Why he went after her? Because she knocked his brother into the river. She was in the accident.
But then it was the other. So she was driving one of the cars, and then the couple was driving the other one that made it to where he had Okay.
He had nowhere else to go because they
Remember
pinned
now.
him in. Yeah. Basically, it's all just a giant kerfuffle. And poor Grayson was just collateral damage, I guess, as well, because Denny wouldn't have gone on the trip if Grayson
Without
wasn't
his
also
son.
invited.
Yeah. But really, okay. I mean, I was gonna say he should have only gone after the couple. Because honestly, none of the rest would have been an issue if the couple hadn't done what they done. Like literally all the rest, the only reason they were even involved is because of their like
I
driving.
guess maybe the 911 dispatcher that hung up when he called for help.
But he wouldn't have had to go off the road.
No,
If the
but that's
couple had
also a shitty thing for 911 dispatcher
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. I'm
Because
just
they're big.
saying I'm just saying that like if the couple hadn't have like run him off the road, none of the rest he would have even known existed.
Oh, totally.
So it's entirely their fault.
Like this whole murderous rampage over an accident.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys talk about how boyfriend met her?
Mhm.
He did. Was it
Well,
coffee shop?
kind of. He sought her out after
But
learning.
the way that she kind of filled in the blanks for him, though. She never really said yes or no. What's it say?
So I faked a relationship with the MC with the elaborate plot to kill her amongst the others. Imagine having to pretend to be in love with someone that you will eventually murder. Yep.
He points that out too at the end. He's like, I did a good job, huh? He goes, and there were times that I felt the way that I felt. But, yeah,
But
she filled in the blanks for him, though. They meet at a coffee shop. He buys her coffee. And she asks him, oh, you go on this campus too, and da-da-da-da. So she filled in her own narrative. And he just smiles and waves. So she kind of opened the door, and I'm like, this is why I don't date. I mean, first you're getting coffee, and then he's trying to kill you because you killed his brother. It's.
yeah. I will say that it wasn't how long. I think it was like 2 years after the accident, right? Is that how long it was? Because he had to wait long enough so that people weren't suspicious.
Yeah,
Huh?
he had to wait for them to release the witnesses. So it had to go through the court and everything like that so he could get the names of all the witnesses. So that's how he got everybody's names.
No date.
No date.
Man. But yeah. So I mean, like,
brother off the road into the river. Where they
so
died.
he was plotting for a while, and it come to find out he went out beforehand and like cut the tree down, like the night before, while she was sleeping.
I knew it was shady. He said that he grew up there, and that he randomly found this vacation for her to go on with him.
No, he bought out the resort and sent tickets to all of them. Hey, Maya.
Maya, you missed the whole spoilery part. But what have you finished it?
You missed me being like Flounder from The Little Mermaid trying to explain the whole book.
She did great. Have you finished? Woo! Have you finished though? That's what I want to know before I start spoiling things. Ah. Clicking buttons. You have not. Okay. Well, then.
And talk about the end and what we thought.
Well, I mean, we pretty much talked about the end. How far are you from the end? I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't gotten to the end. Because you don't.
Yeah, I feel like the end is the best part. It's just straight chaos.
Yeah. Tell us what your theories are, because that's fun. If you have a theory, who do you think is the bad guy or girl? The bad person.
Bad person. You're a bad person.
Well, bad guys. I need to stop saying that because like it's gendered, so people automatically assume that you say a guy, like you mean a guy, but you're only on page 80. Oh no. That's okay.
Did crap
Okay,
even go
no,
sideways
why-
yet at page 80? Probably.
I'm assuming that they are dressed at the cabin.
Oh, that's the part with the teeths.
Oh, you got the part with the team. Do you have any guesses out of all the characters?
Let us know how weird you thought that scene was, and how to figure out who she.
Because there are. Listen, I've not read like all eight. That's okay. But I'd be interested to see who you think, because the list of characters doesn't grow. It's the same amount as what everybody you've met is like everybody who's there. I want to know. That way I can go giggle, giggle. I'll give all thoughts as I read. Perfect. But yeah, we all gave it 4 stars. Technically, Steph gave 4.5.
That little boost.
Because she's working on giving half stars this year. I started not really halfway, maybe 3/5 of the way into last year. I started trying to give readings more based on like how I feel about it than anything, like enjoyment level, you know?
Mhm.
That's how I rate everything. Did I enjoy it? Yes.
There for a while, I was like, but is this good? Is this good? I'm like, this is too much. So with the teeth, he could have as many as 36 because wisdom teeth, but like, how would you even know the exact number? Steph and Jenny.
I don't even know how many teeth I have.
I have
You don't lizard lick your husband's teeth.
I have 2 missing ones. Hold on. I know I have 2 missing ones.
Go
I
in
have
the other room and like pry his jaw open. Hold on, I'm counting.
Try and kill me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because the last time I saw Maya write anything, she was on like chapter 7 or something like that.
I'm gonna ask my husband how many teeth he has. I hear my chickens out there yelling. Someone laid an egg. The 2 black ones that are the little, like they're the younger ones, finally started laying an eggs. So cute.
Aww.
In case you die, I want to know how many teeth you have so I can identify your body. Look, my husband has a lot of tattoos, so I have no idea who I suspect so far.
Wow.
Thinking Brian, but well, the bus driver.
What I didn't fully understand about the teeth situation, how know that like someone didn't just drop some on the way to put them in your
That's
window?
what I was
Like how
thinking.
it's not a whole jaw with teeth in it. It's literally just teeth.
Yeah, they could have just like plucked them out and then like, oh, let's not put this one.
Suspecting Brian, but well.
He is the first to go. I mean, he was the most suspicious at the beginning, I will say, because he's the one taking everybody there. I'm excited to see your thoughts as you read it.
Now, would you guys go on this vacation with the premise of what these guys were promised?
And the papers. What papers?
Oh, To make sure everybody signed their waivers.
Oh yeah. What were you saying? Would we do what now?
Would you get on a vacation like this with the premise that these people were given? Like a random radio station that you never listen to calls you up and says that you.
No, I'd be like, what are you talking about? I didn't know. Red flag.
The one where the fiance or the boyfriend asking the girlfriend so that they can propose. I would go with, I would do that one, and the one where I think the siblings sent a had a ticket and sent them on vacation to get away. That one I would also do, but not the radio station. Yeah.
Okay.
So a couple of them, yes, because they seem, and the DJ, I would go up there if I was a DJ to scope it out, that's part of your job. But there's a few of them that I would be yeah, if the circumstance was right. But the other ones, I'd be like, I never listened to this a day in my life. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I mean, Simone ended up going. Was it Simone or was it Blake? Somebody. Their friend was supposed to go with them.
Mm-hmm.
They got sick or whatever, so they ended up going alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I could kind of see that, but I don't know if I would travel alone. You know what I mean?
I would, depending.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't in this situation. I would travel alone, but if it was my own planned thing, I wouldn't go with a group of strange people.
Yeah, desolated, you don't have your cell phone kind of thing.
Also, is she a freaking dentist? Because when she's identifying these teeth, she gets so specific.
What was she in school for?
She worked overnight.
Not to be a dentist.
No, she wasn't a dentist.
Because it says Blake's response is instant. 32. I count them. The display is one short. I count them again to be sure. There are 31 teeth on the windowsill. 8 incisors, 4 canines, 7 premolars, and 12 molars. 1 premolar is missing. What the f do you know? Why? Who knows that?
Yeah. I don't know.
When she said Kiernan only had 31 teeth. He was missing a premolar, something that never grew in after his baby teeth came loose. Why do you know that?
Wisdom tooth that keeps messing with me because it's raining. My sinuses are pushing on it.
But I just how weird, what odd information to know about your boyfriend, first of all. Second of all, why can you identify all the teeth types?
And the visit to the mom. Would that be a red flag to you? Because you should know.
Because why?
You should know more about what happened. I'm trying not to spoil it for Maya.
Oh.
So August 8th keeps coming up.
No body, no crime. Just kidding. No, spoil away. No, we got to know your thoughts as you're going because I want you to be like, oh. That's true. You do love spoilers. She does love spoilers.
Oh. Okay. Well.
Okay. Well, in that case.
So she goes through this court case, right? And she's a witness. And she had to meet the family that this happens to, right? At least know the name. And she goes to the mom's nursing home type place. And she doesn't put 2 and 2 together. Really? I can't do that. I need
No,
to.
we had a conversation about this that the two of us will look up to like make sure that people are alive and so yeah. Though I have not with Onyx Storm. I have an hour and a half left. What's his name? Comment? No, his name was Kieran. Kieran. So not common.
Mm-mm.
It's a weird one. Well, not weird, but like not common.
Right. And like the mom looks at her like she knows her but can't place her. And he's like, "Oh, mom has dementia." And I'm like, "Yeah, but
Does she too?
yeah." And I'm like, this happened. You remember the date. You remember what happened. You said. You remember all these details. You can't remember the mom of the kid that.
Yeah.
So that really pissed me off.
And like I said, it's only been like 2 years since all this happened. Like,
and like, if she was a witness, you know, they were also in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
how did she not recognize any of them?
Sometimes the family isn't in the courtroom.
Okay.
You think the psycho wouldn't be in the courtroom?
Look, I mean, maybe. Okay, so when I was on the jury for the court case I was on, like, even when they were like going through everything, there wasn't a single family member of the victim or the victim at the court. Like for the majority of it, they were only there, and it was an open court. Like they could go in. They were only there for the sentencing and for when the victim went on the stand.
Oh.
So like, it's not that shocking to me that like they wouldn't really know what they look like, because none of her family was there.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, jealous.
What?
Maya says, "Oh my gosh, jealous. I want to be on a jury." Yeah, it was a decent big one, but yeah. I mean, that the person in it is not going to be getting out anytime soon. Guilty on 3 out of 4 charges.
Good.
He's probably guilty on that 4th charge too.
No, well, no. The 4th one was like the worst one too, but like they didn't prove it. So anyway, whatever. That case is not part of. But what I'm saying is that the victim and the family, like, there was literally the entire court case, and there was probably about 2.5 weeks that I was in the jury for, and there was only one person in the audience the entire time on one day, and it was a guy who they are used to going in and just watching random cases. He wasn't connected at all to the family or anything. So like, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, and then the only other yeah, and then like, yeah, and then like I said, the only other time was like when the victim was in there. Like even when the cops and stuff came that were like witnesses and stuff, like they weren't in, like the orthopedist and everybody, whatever, like they weren't sitting in the jury. They like came in and left.
Wow.
And the day that the victim was there, when she was done, like they all left. They didn't stay and watch her or anything. Which is interesting to me.
But I guess that's, well, I don't know what he did, but like I feel like there's levels of severity in cases too, where like everyone will be present for certain types of cases.
What do you mean?
Like for a murder case or an attempted murder or something like that, they wouldn't put the witness and whatever. They wouldn't be in the room together. They wouldn't be in the courtroom together. They're not going to do that to a victim.
But what Kristen is saying is that the family of the victim would have been there.
Or at least in the files that she had to look at during the case.
You would have known who you were there for.
Huh?
She would have known who she was there for. Like the last name didn't ring a bell.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Like you get this. I don't know. I didn't know because like this young man, I didn't know if he would show like a picture of the family. You know, this young man had a bright future, and you know, this is his mom, brother.
Yeah. And I guess maybe like each case is different, but like they didn't show any of her family. They didn't show her husband or her kids or anything, even though the kids were witnesses.
Okay. Because I only really have TV dramas. Like I've very rarely watched any kind of court case. I watch it on Emily D. Baker, and then if it's on TV to watch, they kind of up it a little bit, probably.
Yeah.
It probably has to do with like restraining orders and stuff too.
Possibly. And like every like I was saying, like every case is different. So I guess like it could depend on like the case on whether or not, because like they also didn't do a victim statement. Well, I mean, when she was talking, she kind of did, like the victim was talking, but like they didn't do like the victim impact statements where you see in like a lot of the bigger like high profile cases and stuff. Even though she easily could have, because she's like permanently disabled for like the rest of her life.
Wow. That's sad.
Could it depend on where you live in the media surrounding? I mean, maybe, but I was in Tacoma, which is just south of Seattle and Washington, and it was covered decently by the media.
I guarantee you it's got more to do with restraining orders.
I'm wondering if
and
that's
people's safety than anything.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because not every case is going to have that issue surrounding it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is different having been through the whole thing, you know, like seeing it from a different perspective. So like, I don't know.
I'll take my gripe back then.
I still don't know how she could be so oblivious, because you know what you're there for. Like, you don't just volunteer to be a witness for nothing. You know why you're there.
Well, you don't volunteer, you get summoned, because I have a likelihood of being summoned.
You can go either way. You can volunteer to be a witness.
Yeah, but I doubt she was volunteered. I bet she was told that she had to go.
But either way, you know why you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that hit him.
Yeah, like you know who you killed. Intentionally or not, you know who you killed.
Mm-hmm. Now I want to watch Juror 2. Is that what it is? On Max. I'll send it to you guys. I want to watch it though. Sounds like something I need to watch today.
I don't know.
So, anyway, without saying the last part of it, because I was surprised at the short cutoff at the end. It's this chaos and epic fight scenes and everything, and blood and guts running, and it's just adrenaline, and then you get to the end, and then it's just fade to black, and I'm like, I need more. I need more. Why do we stop here? But
dude, when he told her to beg, I wanted to slap him.
Which is funny because in a dark romance, you're like, yes, please.
Yes.
right. Yeah.
It's just like, excuse me, either murder her or don't. But like,
yeah. The other thing for me with everybody with their makeshift weapons, and Simone is like putting a bowl kind of thing, and I'm like, this isn't like everybody's getting drunk and we got to put our keys in the bowl. So when we call Ubers, there's a killer on the loose, ma'am.
First, Carissa, it's God of Malice. Get it right. No.
Oh, she corrected.
She corrected herself. But no, I mean, that's the difference when you're reading a dark romance versus like a horror or thriller book. Like you have different standards, because let me tell you, I saw it. Because let me tell you, that book that you're having a Steph and I read, Torment. Have you gotten any further, Steph?
I'm
I'm at about
Where am
70%
at 69%, chapter 11.
Yeah, so we're real close. Switch the genre is a whole new meaning. It really is.
Yeah.
But that one, you have to go into it knowing in that one that it's a dark romance and not. It's interesting.
It's so awkward, but yet I can't stop reading it. It's so good. Also, if we want to talk about long chapters.
Oh my gosh, I flipped the page to a new chapter and it's 111 minutes or something, or an hour and 10 minutes. I'm like,
yeah, it says chapter 11 is going to take me 52 minutes to read.
I know. I'm like,
and I'm 70% into the book and I'm only on chapter 11.
well, there's only 13 chapters.
Well, I know, but like that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Normally a book this length has like 32 chapters.
So unfortunately, I don't know if I was spoiled for book 1 or book 2, but I know how one of the two ends, and I really hope I was spoiled for book 1. If not, I know how book 2 ends, and
Well, don't spoil it for me. But also, it hasn't made me cry at all yet. But it's
hasn't
really
made me cry
cute.
either. It's made me go, oh my gosh, that's how I need to watch that. But yeah, that one, it's something. It's something.
I'm enjoying the crap out of it. I don't know why, but I sure am.
Yeah, because it's yeah.
Especially
Anyway.
Captain Studmuffin.
Oh, Captain Studmuffin. I know, he's a cutie patootie.
Yep, Captain Studmuffin. You heard that right. That's her code name for him.
Like a 30-page chapter, fine, but 70-page chapter, sir, ma'am, or sir, you've gone too far. Yeah, I was like, whoa. Yeah. And the thing is like they easily could have chunked them up into 2 chapters because each chapter has a now and a then. And then you go to the next chapter and there's a now and a then. And so like they could have easily made it 26 chapters and made each chapter a lot shorter.
But
and I feel like, it would have been a lot less terrible to read. I wanted to keep reading. So that book and The Bride of Death I've been wanting to read, but I have to finish Onyx Storm because I don't keep getting spoiled. I got a spoiler of it and I was very upset and I texted Steph and I was like, what the F? So I have to finish that before I can work on any other book.
But just know that your spoiler, it's whatever.
With the other stuff that's happened, I'm glad that it's what I got spoiled, to be honest. And like,
it's more a spoiler for the next book that isn't even out yet.
And honestly, it's a romantasy, so like,
obviously that was going to happen at a point.
Yeah.
Oh, you finished it?
Ooh, did you like it? What'd you give it? How many stars? Hey, Maya, I'm going to send, when I send The Bride of Death, I'm also going to send Hunted, so you can read both of those. But Hunted isn't part of it, so you don't have to worry about getting that out right away. But can you send both of those on, like, because I think Kristen's after you. If you could send those on to Kristen, both of them.
Yeah.
Though Hunted isn't like a big, you don't have to read it like in a month, but whenever you get to it, make sure to send it on with whatever book you happen to have.
Yeah.
That way you both can get the annotations from Steph and I. I gave it to my mom.
I read like a few books with annotating, and then I just read to read, and I'm not doing anything.
I
It
think
makes
annotating is so much fun, but I hate that it requires so much of my focus. Like, I can't do other things.
Yeah, I love doing it like for books that everybody's gonna read, but like I don't know, aside from the Legacy of Gods, I don't know that I would really do it. Oh my gosh.
I was gonna say you just got a book that
Becky, look at that butt.
No, they just released the first 20 authors going to Sinners and Stardust NOLA.
Already?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Bryn Weaver's gonna be there. Hold on, let me find the thingy. I know Bryn Weaver's gonna be there. Hold on. Lucy Smoke is gonna be there. Caitlin Taylor, Lee Rivers.
I don't know any of these people.
I mean, Lee Rivers. She wrote Little Stranger with the spider on the cover. Oh,
I haven't read it, but I see it all over.
You know, Bryn Weaver. Santana Knox is gonna be there.
I was hoping Avessa Allen was going.
Well,
Lena Kent would be a good
these are
one.
just the first 20. I annotated considerably less from the middle towards the end. Is Rena Kent one? So far, no, but I would die. I'm probably going to send Heartless Hunter to Kristen probably by Friday. The Vesta Allen is going to Boston, so I'm assuming she'll end up going to New Orleans too. But they've only released the first 20 names. They haven't released any further than that.
I feel like they'll probably have like hundreds of authors.
My ticket to you, Jenny, because sometimes when they release information and stuff like that, I get it in time.
You're going to do a what now?
I was going to send you the money for the ticket once we find out how much they are.
Okay.
So get your ticket, you can get mine, so that I don't forget, and I don't have to set my freaking alarm for like 2:30 in the morning or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, those are the kinds of things I miss out on because I just simply won't.
Holly Renee. So Holly Renee.
Oh, well, she was supposed to come to Romanticycon and backed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they just announced this, and she went. She went to last.
They just announced her. She was one of the last minute announcements, and then took it back like a week later.
I think the fire's
Lee Rivers, Caitlin Taylor. Why is this not showing all of them? It's going to irritate me. Angel Lawson. Ali Shanti. She's the one that wrote Living Legend, that one that I just got from that book subscription thing that I have. Brooklyn Cross.
I don't know that one.
She wrote the scar. Melissa Rohrick.
Oh, she's the one that wrote Lady of Darkness. I see it everywhere. It's a romantasy. I haven't read it.
Mm-hmm. NJ Weeks.
Sounds familiar, but I can't place a book.
LJ Andrews.
The Never King. It's a lot of romantasy authors.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
C. Hubbard, Dawn Darling. Oh, there's Santana Knox.
Dawn Darling is going to be at Romanticycon too. She wrote One Little Nightmare. Our Little Nightmare? Something about a little nightmare.
Amber Palmer.
Nightmares.
Kate Crew. Morgan Bridges.
Speaking of nightmares, I want to buy that 100
Heather Nix.
Horror books to read before you die or something.
There's Bryn.
It's interesting, and there's a lot of detail in it about not only the books, but also like author showcases and things. Fun to flip through.
Lucy Smoke. I think that was the last one. Is it the last one?
I only know Bryn. And Holly shows.
So I have a bunch of the books by these people. So like Lucy Smoke wrote the Break series and Expressionate that I own.
No clue what that is, but okay.
You guys know Caitlin Taylor. She wrote Graves, your guys' favorite book that we've ever read.
I'll have to read it.
Kristen didn't read that one with us.
Lee Rivers is Little Stranger, and she wrote that one that Larry is reading right now, Insatiable.
Nothing.
And then I know that Don Darling wrote One Little Nightmare, and then hold on, Santana.
I was wanting to read that one before we go, but I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Santana Knox wrote Heartless Heathens.
Mm-hmm. She's wrote
Anyway.
You know Santana Knox. You may not have read her books, but like.
Yeah. And I agree, entertaining is fun for the traveling book, but I don't think they would do it this regularly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'll ever see Rena Kenton. Probably not, but I wish. In the past, has said she won't do any in-person stuff. Holly Renee is supposed to go to Sinners and Stardust this year too in Boston. I wonder if she'll cancel that too. She went to Sinners and Stardust last year in Boston. We were Maggie and I were able to meet her. I have somewhere over here one of her books from there. So I mean,
Wrote Veiled Kingdom.
Yeah, the first one, whatever the first one is.
Got time to read it because I was gonna try and read it before this one, and then she backed out. I was like, well.
I loved it. I loved The Veiled Kingdom. Book 2, I still liked. I don't think it was as good, but book 3 is coming out, I think, in March or something like that. It comes out soon. So, but they look much longer than they are. Like the book looks chunky, but then you read it and you like blow through it. It's very big font. And
Okay.
Give me just a second. Because I think that Holly Renee actually just announced her pre-orders for Boston.
Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't pre-order because I was about to pre-order book. What was it called? Book 2 of The Veiled Kingdom, whatever it's called, because you couldn't get it on Amazon. It keeps selling out. So I was going to pre-order it. And then like the same day I was about to pre-order it, she announced she wasn't coming anymore. So I was like, well, guess not.
And I am not a fan of the romantic-y kind, and even there's another one that is bananas with their pricing. But like some of the merch, I'm like, no.
So 6 days ago, Holly Renee just posted in the Sinners and Stardust group on Facebook about the new special editions and embroidered sweatshirts and stuff that she's going to be having at Sinners and Stardust. So she will be there at Sinners and Stardust in Boston.
Doesn't mean she will be there.
She will be there. If she's not,
her.
I don't trust her.
She's planning on being there. I mean, she was at the last one.
Well, she disappointed me. Because when she got announced, I was so excited because I was like, yes, I can get my book and I can get it signed and like whatever. And then she backed out like almost immediately.
Well, I mean, you could always bring it if we end up going, if everything ends up going all right with.
If I can buy one. That was the issue. I was going to pre-order the book because I can't get it anywhere else.
She has them for pre. Look, if she.
I sure ain't pre-ordering it yet.
All right, though, we've gone way off topic.
But
that's okay.
Same topic with Bryn Reaver because we can play into this.
Our book for next month will be Marrow. And that is, I'm excited for that one. I think that's a serial killer one.
Two rival serial killers, one common enemy.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that one to see how it goes. But so that will be our.
Jack Sparrow. His name is Dr. Jack Sorensen.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, shut up.
What do we want to do with our live show for that one?
What do you mean?
Because Kristen and I will be in LA.
We can be like old ladies and do it later in the evening.
You'll be in LA for the live show or for the reading sprints?
The live show.
Well, we could just postpone it a week.
Or do it on a Monday or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm still off of work that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I could do it at any time during the week. Those 3 days too.
Yeah, I guess we could do it Monday instead of Sunday. For that one.
Okay.
So instead of the last Sunday, it'll just be the last Monday of the month.
Works for me.
Yeah, because we're going to be friends with the creepy, not taxidermist, but what's the one that you're having us read? It's about. I just put it in my Kindle, and we're supposed to read it together and like back to you and do sprints while we're at the hotel.
Oh, what was it?
Taxidermist.
Oh, Love and Formaldehyde.
Yes.
That's it.
It's not a taxidermist.
Ow.
It's a funeral director, but it's all good.
Okay.
I did read a weird taxidermist book, though, if you're in the market for a weird taxidermist book.
I watched that video. I was like, no, that's not for me.
It's the most bizarre thing I've read in a long time.
All right, though. So go ahead and join us next month for Marrow, and we'll do the reading sprints on my channel the second to last Sunday, and then the last Monday of the month we'll do the live show on Steph's channel, and we will be able to discuss that. So
can't wait. I'm excited for that one.
Come join us in the Discord is linked down below. Until then, hang out with us. We do movie nights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!